Good afternoon and welcome back to Sew Bright Alpine Quilting. We're here this afternoon as a part of the Great Australian Craft Show number 7, the Christmas Gift Spectacular, brought to you by Craft Alive. And this afternoon I'm going to talk to you a bit more about the Easy Does It bag. We have done this one before, but it was very popular, so we're going to do it again. This is a little pattern from by Annie, and it is made up with these little Tula Pink fabrics. We've kitted it up in 4 different colourways. So we've got 2 colourways of the Tula Pink Homemade. We've got the purple one, as you can see, and we've got an aqua one. And we've got another one using the Sew Now, Sew Wow, which we are looking at in a minute. Hi, Raylene. And we've also got down on the counter here, this is the Sew Now, Sew Wow one that we were working on last time we talked about it. So I have finished the quilting on this one now. So what I did as a reminder was I drew up my grid with my washout pen, and it was a 2-inch grid on the diagonal, and then I quilted it with a red thread with using my walking foot on the machine. And so you get this wiggly line just by pushing through with your left hand and your right hand as you're quilting along.
Deline Drayton.
Hi, Deline. And once you're finished, you can wipe it out with a damp cloth and let it dry, and then it's ready to cut out. So in the pattern, it gives you the instructions on what sizes to cut out. But I find a handy little thing is to use some washi tape, just the little Japanese paper decorative sticky tape, stick it directly onto your ruler to help you work out where you're going to cut out, because in some cases you might want a fussy cut. So the way that this fabric is quilted up and the fat quarter that I've used, it's not really going to allow me to do much fussy cutting. This piece here is going to be the strip that goes around the bag, around the bottom here. Down here we're looking at this area here for cutting out the 2 bits that go either side of the zipper, and I think I will be able to get a little bit of fussy cutting happening there. I'm just going to centre that there, and if I put that one there, I know I need 6.5 up here, so I've got the other one marked out here, so I'm going to have room there because that one's going to finish there. So yes, I will have room here to fussy cut. So if I want to fussy cut it with the sewing machine in the middle or the zipper here, I can do that. So what I would do... Sorry?
Kate's back.
Hello, Kate. Don't tell me you're going to learn to sew like your sister. So we've got, this one is going to be 4.5 inches wide by 13 inches. So we're just using our ruler to cut that out. And I did put a new blade in today. So there we've got one piece, and we're going to cut that in half to go for the zipper pouch, and then we'll cut out the rest of it. And we'll have our pieces ready. So before we sew the pieces, we just need to do a little bit of a basting stitch around the outside just to keep everything together. Stops the stitches that you've just cut through from backing out, and it also helps give you a nice neater edge for when you're sewing the binding on. Now in the pattern also, Annie recommends that you don't use pins, that you use the little wonder clips. And they're a great way to keep everything together. As you can see, you can pop them on and you won't prick yourself and bleed on your project. So it's an easy pattern to follow. But with this other one here, we've got up to sewing the binding on. So I just thought I'd give you a couple of tips for sewing on the binding. So if Steve moves around to the sewing machine, we can have a look at that. So I've just started sewing the binding on this one here. So we fold the binding in half. You don't need to iron it. You just need to fold your binding in half, and you're going to match it up with your raw edge, and we're going to sew it on with our walking foot, and just a reasonably small stitch, not too big, not too small. It is a little bit fiddly, especially when you go around the corners, but just take your time and you'll be fine. So we line up the raw edges of the binding with the edge of the foot. Now with my walking foot, my foot from the centre to the outside of the foot is actually wider than 1/4 inch. So I've just moved the needle one place over to the right so that we're still getting a 1/4 inch seam. And we just sew. Now as we come back around, so we go all the way around, and when we start off, leave a little bit of a tail before you start sewing, because we'll fold that back and then we'll put the other one over the top, and then we'll just stitch up to that end. So we're just stitching over where we folded that over, and we'll just go a little bit further along and then reverse back. Pop our needle up, take our work out, clip our threads close to that, and then we can cut this bit off. Nice and neat. And then if we cut this bit off just on an angle going out that way, so then we can fold this over. It's not too hard to see, and we're going to fold that one over, and then we're just going to re-stitch it down over the top of that last row of stitching that we just did. Now if you like, you can do this by hand, or if you're game, you can do it on the machine. So we're just going to put it back underneath the machine, and I'll just sew a little bit for you. And we're going to put the needle back in the centre, because now we just want to top stitch. I hope it's bright enough down there. I just realised that the light's out on the front here. Is that one better? Is that better? No, that's worse. Hope you can see it. If not, we'll do it again later. Okay, so needle down, and because we're top stitching, we might want to make our stitch just a little bit longer. Tuck in any little strays, and we're just going to sew. Oops, I suddenly ended up with a zigzag. When you get to the corner, it is a little bit fiddly, but just give it a little push, and you'll see that it just automatically wants to fold over the top of it. And so we're aiming to get that folded edge just beyond the line that we just stitched. So you just keep pushing a little bit in. If you feel that it is too thick, or you may have gone a bit too wide around the corner, then just reverse, stop, take it out, and come back and you know, trim around that, trim a little bit of bulk out of that corner. As you can see, it is a little bit fiddly, but the end result is pretty good. I think that one might actually be a little bit thick, so we might have to trim a little bit off that one. Might have gone a little bit wide on that one. The other thing you can use, if you're not too keen on putting your fingers quite so close to the machine, there's lots of tools that you can use. You can use a little screwdriver just to hold the fabric in place as you stitch, or you can use an awl, or a little pair of scissors, or the little pokey tool that we were using yesterday. There's lots of little things, or you can use an awl, as I said. So yeah, we will continue to sew that one around and go back around to the other side. And then it's just a matter of doing exactly the same thing to the other side. And then we can, we'll just do a little reverse here. And we'll just take that one out for now. just so that you can see that there. Not 100%, but it's on the inside, so it's not too bad. So then we would just turn our bag out the other way. Give it a little preen. Do a little zip. And there we have another handy little zipper pouch. If you've got any questions, please put them in the comments below, and we will repost this video into the Quilt Along page of the website in our little group there. So if you want to, you can watch it again later, or you can watch it on the Show Me How page on our website, and you can shop for these little kits. We've still got a few left. You might not get exactly the same colour zips, but I've got exactly the same colour fabrics in the 4 different colourways. So you've got the Tula Pink one. So you've just fell over the ladder. And this is Crafters Gonna Craft. Sew Now, Sew Wow. And then you've got the Tula Pink one in the aqua colour. I don't have it right here at this minute. And tomorrow morning, just to have a look at my cheat sheet list. Tomorrow morning we're going to talk about the quick Christmas projects. We did also talk about that on Tuesday, but because we have a different audience during the week and to the weekend, we're repeating some of the things that we've talked about earlier in the week. So join us tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock for quick Christmas projects. See you soon. Bye-bye.